Welcome to the Property Compare tutorial for adding and comparing multiple properties. The first thing to point out when you open up your Property Compare app is the settings screen will appear. On this screen you can set the currency, metric unit, interest rate and loan period. For the purposes of this, I'm going to set the currency as dollars, metric unit as meters, the interest rate at 5.15%, and the loan period over 25 years. From there you can add your first property. To do that, simply go into Property Compare and add a property. I'm going to enter in the street address first. I'm then going to put down the size of the property. In this case it is 200 square meters. I then enter in the number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, number of car spaces, and include details of the property type. In this case it's going to be a house. In the photo section I can then select a photo of the property, which is either one I've taken while I'm at the property or from the library. The next screen is the purchase price and mortgage screen. In this screen you enter in the value of the property or the price that you're prepared to pay. Put in the repayment option, so this is for your mortgage, whether it's principal and interest or interest only. In this case it will be an interest only. The interest rate is being dragged across from the settings screen, and also the loan period is being dragged across as well. Next amount is the deposit amount that I'm going to enter in here, and that actually works out what my monthly repayments are going to be as well. The next screen is your income screen, and in here I'm going to put in what I expect my weekly rent to be, in this case $525, and weeks not rented, I'm going to leave that blank at this stage. Down the bottom here my gross yield's already worked out for me, it's 6.5%. My ongoing cost screen, here I've got a range of different fields I can input depending on what the property is likely to have in terms of rates, insurance, body corp, etc. So I'm going to add in my rates, 3,000, insurance 800, and I'm going to put in a bank fee $60. Next screen is my one-off costs, so things like stamp duty, legal costs, valuation costs. In this instance I just had legal costs of $1,800 and a one-off mortgage setup cost of $300. Now once you've entered in all the information into the previous screens, the last screen you'll get to is the individual property report. On the screen here you'll get the street address of the property, the number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, number of garages, and your photo. You'll have the purchase price listed and all of the key metrics you're after as an investor. So your cash flow position, your cash flow for year one, your gross yield, your return on investment, your cost per square metre, and your monthly outgoings. Now you can just simply save that property, and that property is now built in and saved to the app. On the screen you can also do other things, including emailing this report to a colleague or a friend, and simply by selecting the email key, typing in the email address and selecting send. Now that's gone off. Now I can actually get out of the application here, go into my mail, and I can actually see that report that's come through, and that's how it appears on the screen. Now if I go back into the app and I go back to the home screen, Property Compare button, I can actually see that property that I've entered in last at the top of my screen here. And that's how you add a property into the Property Compare app. Now the key feature of the Property Compare app is the ability to compare multiple properties all at once and all on the same page, and looking at those key buying metrics like cash flow, gross yield, comparing those properties and assisting you in your purchasing decision. I'm now going to take you through how we do that and compare properties. Now to compare multiple properties, all I need to do from the home screen is select the Property Compare button. This will bring me to my property list screen, and on here I can see at the very top the last entered property that I entered information for. Now, to compare properties, I can either select all the properties that I've entered previously or just do a subset. And to select these properties, I just simply click on the arrow to the left of the property. So in this instance, I'm going to select as many properties as I can. I select them down the left hand side there, and then I select the compare button. Now this brings me to my compare results screen, and this is really where the app comes into its own, because all on one page I can see the key buying metrics to help me in my purchasing decision. So as you can see here, all of the properties I've selected, I can now see the purchase price, the cash flow position for that property, the gross yield, return on investment, the monthly mortgage payment, the monthly outgoings, and the cost per square metre. And this is really where the app comes into its own, as I said, because at a glance I can target those properties that I really want to look into in more detail, that have, for instance, a very high cash flow or a high gross yield, or whatever I see as a property investor as being important in my property purchasing decision. On the chart screen, I can go onto this, and it will chart from highest to lowest the cash flow position for each of those properties. On my gross yield screen, it will do likewise. So highest to lowest in terms of gross yield for my selected properties. Return on investment, likewise again. Highest to lowest in terms of the return on investment. And the monthly mortgage payments, again, highest to lowest. In summary then, that's the guide on how to use the Property Compare app. We hope you find this app a powerful and useful tool in helping and assisting in your property decisions. The Property Compare app is now available for the iPhone and the iPad on the App Store. And if you have any feedback or questions, please email feedback@propertycompare.co. Thank you.